Business Wisdom Show, bringing you the realism of Welsh entrepreneurial and business life. Guesting on the show are real people in everyday businesses, telling business stories that bring you the true reality of failure and success in business. Join me and my guests for a third eye understanding of real business in real time. On the show tonight, we have the wonderful Dyfrig Thomas, the tall and mighty Neil Lloyd, and of course the beautiful Avril Carter. Our first guest, Peacock in his academic cap and gown, while fully loaded in hand his PhD. This successful, true Welsh-speaking entrepreneur set a career goal to change the direction of recognised, outdated business practice globally, reinventing the approach to business growth and business owner self-development. His box of strategic tools and positive practices is remoulding the modern-day business person's thinking process. Just over 3 years established, you may say it's early days for his business. Yet, for this bold thinking business coach, his seasoned approach will give you the feeling of pure experience. Let's coach him to our wisdom couch. He is the owner of LEFf.Business Development, Mr. Dyfrig Thomas. Thank you for coming along, and it's great that we get to expose your business, but more so yourself. Expose, is that the right word? Dyfrig, I know.
Kind of show, Paul. If I'm honest.
True, it's not. But you're a business coach. Well, the word business coach it has almost a poor reputation, even though it hasn't got a reputation yet in this country. How surreal is that?
Yeah, it's an odd word, and though much of what you do is coaching, or what I do is coaching or consulting, it's sort of a mix of the two, really. Yeah. And as you say, there's a reputational problem with coaching, maybe.
Yeah, in this country.
In this country, certainly, though I think that's changing slightly. But it's similar to many jobs where what you're trying to do is get the best out of another individual, another organisation. You
focus on small to medium businesses, or at least that's where you are at the moment. I mean, what a brave place to go, but so needed in this country.
Yes, exactly. The change has been, the typical consulting was always for the larger businesses, the 10 plus employees, or etc. But really where it's needed most is in the small business sector. And most of the employment in Wales is in the small business sector.
Yeah, truly.
My idea is always the small business is just a big business in waiting.
I mean, it's the coaching industry is becoming pretty saturated.
Yes.
Purely because we have such a variation of quality within coaching. It truly is. I mean, looking at your sheet here, because I have loads of information about you there, Dyfrig, warts and all, trust me, it's all coming out today there. But you have wonderful packages. You got what we got is the business growth review.
Yes.
And you have the development plan, the fast cash workshop. I love that,
Yeah, I think the key thing is to have a package for any business, so that there's not one size fits all. It's not the American cookie cutter approach to saying, do this and everything will be fine. It's finding more out about the business and finding out more about the business owner and what they want out of the business.
Why coaching though? Why? I mean, you have a history and coming back. You come from education.
Yes, from the educational standpoint and from a sports coaching approach. Coaching really is all about identifying and really reviewing performance as it is at the moment, and then putting in place the systems that make the component parts, if you like, just that little bit better. And the key thing is, of course, if each component part is behaving slightly better or performing slightly better, the whole then really can magnify and really get.
How do you see? We're here. We talk about you to talk about you and your business, and really to give a global audience an understanding of the realism of running a business. Yeah. Have you cried?
Frequently, yes. I think one of the things I think we mentioned at some point.
Let me chip in there, Dyfrig. When I say you cry, we all cry. But have you sat there and you said, you know what, I can't do this anymore?
Do you know, I often think if you don't have moments like that, you probably haven't challenged yourself enough. If you don't set yourself targets that are going to stretch you, and that you're going to have moments where you think, yes, it'd be a lot easier if I just get somebody else to employ me and go back that route. If you're not doing that, maybe you're not stretching the business or yourself hard enough. And I think unless you're disappointed, unless you have those moments, then you need to really look at how powerful your plan is and how powerful your motivation is.
And being a business coach, you know, you have to have that greater confidence than the average business, because you know, I want you to come in and tell me how to run my business. I want you to coach that enthusiasm so I can actually be successful.
Well, you know, enthusiasm, I think energy is one of those things that coaches should bring, and you know, there'll be enough people telling business owners you can't do that, and this is you know, this is a tough life, etc. And I think coach has to mix that realism of saying, yes, it is tough. There are going to be moments, as you say, when we cry and when we're really disappointed and when we
I've cried loads, and I really have. And I think that crying is a healthy thing to do, you know. I've sobbed, I can't do this anymore, you know.
Absolutely. But then you also have to bring that, the energy and the enthusiasm to say, well, but what if we get it right? What if we get it half right?
Yeah.
You know, how powerful is that going to be for your business?
So Duffy, what was the scariest thing for you going from, you know, regular job?
Yeah.
Because let's use the word regular job, and then going into your own business, because you know you have an historic, you have a bucket full of wisdom there, and purely you've been sort of growing, especially when you're in the academic industry, you know, teaching. Man, you learn a lot about yourself in the classroom, I'm sure.
Yeah. You learn a lot about human nature in teaching as well. But I think the scariest moment, I do remember the day I decided to say, right, that's it, I'm going to become self-employed. I remember that day because I remember packing up the stuff, walking out to the car, and I'd left it late, so I wasn't meeting anybody on the way. I was just going to say, that's it. And as the car was driving away, my daughters at the time were really into Les Mis, and on the CD was playing Do You Hear the People Sing? And this is the anthem about, you know, we'll not be free, we'll be free again. I thought, fantastic, this is it. I got home really excited, bottle of wine, and then next morning, once everybody left the house, that's the moment I got. This is it now, this is me. And
isn't it great though, because you know, going back to the academic part of your career, you know, being a teacher, we're in an environment where we're actually teaching people what to think rather than how to think. Now you've switched that.
Yes,
and it's now how to think. So let me just come in there, you know. Do you regret going on your own?
No, not for a moment. It's one of those moments people ask you, and you say, you know, you have those disappointing times, you have that time when you think, this is not for me. But I don't think in the darkest times I've ever regretted striking out on my own, because one thing that's really different, and one thing I keep saying to business owners is your future is in your hands now. Nobody else is going to have an impact. When you're in a large organization, however well you're doing, there is going to be an impact from other people's performance. Suddenly, it's you. So my decisions every day have an impact on how the business is going to go, positive or negative, but it's me.
Let me share something with the audience here, because you know, you're all suited up, and you know, you look the part.
Thank you.
But little do they know that you actually had to climb out of a window, you know, out of the changing room in a rugby match. In order for you to get, because you were locked in the changing room, is that correct? Did you have any clothes on?
Well, I did. This is a moment, a Cardiff District semi-finals, big game for the club I was in at the time. And there was one of the few times we had a big crowd out there, and I was the captain as well, so I'd given my inspirational speech. Decided to have a little pit stop before going out, and somebody'd locked the door, and out through a very small window, but fortunately enough, it went straight into the crowd, which all cheered then, and there was the referee asking my player, where's the captain? And I had to walk through the entire crowd.
Fantastic, thank you ever so much for coming along. We're going to move on to our next guest there now in just a second. Our next guest is a huge part of Welsh business growth. He's the biz whiz of wisdom. The words universe and success were his first spoken words. He understands the importance of marrying both business and self-expression, and has, over his career, created the positive mindset of thousands of successful business owners. Standing over 6 foot tall, he can travel words over the heads of negative to reach each and every positive Zocketeer. And for those who know the lovely Neil Lloyd, will absolutely agree. Let's welcome to our business wisdom couch, the one and only, the tallest businessman in the world, Mr. Neil Lloyd. Come on, my man. In you come. Give this man a hug on the way past. Yeah, come on. It's good to see you. Come on. Feeling whiskers, man?
Yeah, I know. Great, aren't they?
Absolutely. Nothing like a whisker hug between friends. You know what I mean? Well, it's great to have you, and thanks for coming along, you know.
Thanks for inviting me.
I've known you for some time now. I mean, it's fair to say that you are really pressing forward Welsh business here in Wales. I mean, it's like you've dedicated your life for other people to be successful. Oh. I mean, you know, it is the platform you've created, the Zocket platform. We all know it. It's you know, it's a huge part of networking here in Wales. Why?
Good question. Well, I was a few years ago. I set up Zocket in 2013, and I was sort of doing a bit of soul searching as to what I felt my purpose was, and I got talking to people, and I felt that there was something. Look, you can read all the books that you want to read, and you can see all the videos, but there's something about meeting people in person and conversing with them, and finding out about each other's ideas and thoughts, and there's nothing else that's quite like that. Yeah. So I felt I wanted to launch my new business, hence Zocket, that was focused around that.
So where the inspiration come from then, Neil? I mean, when you look at your background here, you know, your digital marketing, management.
Yeah, I've been around the block, and I suppose, like anything really, as you go through life, you take learning from that last step, and you take it forward, and you renew. And so yeah, that's where I am now really, and all those elements really I sort of bring into what we currently do.
You really are, you know, a universal thinking person. Your philosophies are very universal, almost very spiritual, but in a wonderful way there. And you know, that, like I say, going from almost the hardened industry of management and those kinds of things, and then introducing the platform, or the type of platform you have from Zocket, because you've made it this kind of open experience. It's not a rigid come down a network experience. It's free yourself from your day experience.
Yeah.
I mean, that you know, creating that kind of direction. Why?
Well, I think it's just that there's something about creating. What we do at Zocket, we create the space and the time. It's the members that then create the experience. So if I was to come in and just dictate, this is how we want things to go, that's just my ego, my thinking. I don't think that really helps anyone. But if we can find a way that we can explore and be curious together as a group, then that's really where the magic happens. And that's where we find, I suppose we find that the information, the wisdom, the difference that's going to make the difference to our lives and our business through that experience that we co-create.
Do you feel that entrepreneurial life is becoming more exciting now and more plausible for people? Do you feel it's something that you know, you go back 20 years ago, the word entrepreneur was such a rare word. Now it's used in everyday. How do you feel?
Well, I think now is a fantastic time to be an entrepreneur. I think never before has there been such a great time. We've got great IT, we've got great opportunities around what we can do digitally, automatically. The world's become a smaller place, but also a bigger place at the same time. It's become more expansive, but we can actually now talk to people across the globe, you know, instantly. So all this, it's almost like a perfect storm, if you like, for people to go forward and explore their talents and actually make a business out of that, become an entrepreneur. So I think now the opportunity is now being brought, I think, to everyone really. I think everyone now has that opportunity.
And this is your second time round then, Neil, because we see, you know, in 2007, you started your business that was in training, you know, and it went through the recession, difficult time there. And you know, where did you get the energy to go again? And why?
That is. I mean, for those of you that were in business around that sort of 2007, 2008 time, it was really, really tough. So we had a trading business at that point. Our core clients was public sector. All funding was cut. So suddenly our biggest clients didn't have any money. So that's where you have to sort of think a bit differently. But you know what? I think the recession actually helped our business because it kind of springboarded and made me really crystallize what is it that I really want to do, and what's my next steps.
What you do bring into, you know, the experience that businesses get through your networking platform is the opportunity to think. Because that's what I love about your philosophies. You force people to think more than more. You know, we get into that place of repeated thought patterns. But you know, you are different, because Zocket promotes that. And you know, do you feel that you know, within business that you really do have to have that almost spiritual aspect?
Well,
I know it's in a bit of a grey area in the corporate world, but I wanted to touch it because I know you have the mindset.
Well, listen, our business, you know, we're not in isolation. We are complete whole people. So our business interacts with our values, who we are, the connections and relationships that we have. So it's never, I don't think it's ever really been just about the business. Yeah. But I think historically, people do segregate and separate. I think now, if we can embrace the fact that actually there's more to it than just the numbers, just the sales, and just the marketing, and just this X, Y, and Z, then I think that's where real fulfillment is.
Now, if you were to, you know, offer one piece of advice that you would give to the budding entrepreneur, what would that be?
One piece of advice is, I'll give you two, and that is...
That's 2 for 1, how great is that? Go for it.
Believe in yourself completely and be curious.
That's hard though, isn't it? I mean, let's just look at that. Believe in yourself. You know, we can, and we can say the words, but where do we get that belief from? I mean, it is deep, I know, but you know, it's like, where do we get that? Is it just through pure practice, or...?
I think practice is a big part of it, because you know, a lot of it is about letting go of beliefs. So there's an element of, okay, what beliefs will be kind of taken on and not realised that we have to shed, and then what are beliefs that are going to be empowering for us. And it's giving yourself the sort of time and to sort of explore that and to actually build that belief and then live it. And sometimes it takes time, and that's fine. Sometimes it can be an instant shift. But that's the first one. The second one is be curious. There's so much information out there. If you're curious, you'll find it. Okay.
Do you know, it's been amazing. I was stoked that we were going to get you on today, because I know you'd be dripping in wisdom for the show there. Because you speak it, talk it, and walk it. It is fantastic. Thank you for coming along there and sharing with the viewers your philosophies. And you know, we need more of this kind of talk. We really do. The corporate world is harder than what it seems harder and sharper than actually what it is. All we are is a bunch of guys, you know, who've got a lot of emotions and want to share something we love for somebody else to experience. And that's what you do with the Zocket there. I love that approach. And thank you ever so much. And we're going to move on to our next guest now then. Our final guest, our Welsh entrepreneuress, is a glaze of delight. Not just in business, but in every facet of care and love. This true grit lady has done it all, from national charity fundraising to fashion model, business management and dental practice. She has the experience of 100 entrepreneurial careers all rolled into one entrepreneur. Now a successful independent distributor with utility warehouse, this lady aims to keep you warm in home for less. And if that's not enough, her confidence in her own business has grown to such that her invaluable tools of experience are now helping others to aspire the same. Yes, it's Wonder Woman herself. It's the lovely Avril Carter. Come on, girl. Wonder Woman yourself in on this couch. Ah, here she is. Coming in, girl, coming in. Give us a whacker. Have yourself a seat. Come on, lads, make room for this lady. We can get in there. Get in, come on, there's plenty of room there.
Thank you, Paul. What a fantastic introduction. Gosh, I'm blown away. Thank you.
And you know, well deserved, girl, well deserved. I mean, what an array of experience. I mean, let me run through that again. So we have fashion model, we have dentist and business management, professional fundraising. Is there anything left? Maybe a milkman, a milkwoman, perhaps, you know. There's not much left for you. And, you know, and now you're with utility warehouse. I mean, I only use that as an example because, so you make money through MLM networking business. Tell me about that.
Lots of people these days are going into MLM because it's a second income, a passive income, and people are finding these days that pension ages are increasing to a huge, ridiculous age.
Wow.
I mean, for me, I should have got my pension at 60, but I'm unfortunately having to wait until I'm 66. How awful is that, you know? And there are lots of people who are going to be 70 or 75 before they actually get their pensions.
You're a young lady. I mean, you're young at heart, and you know your birth certificate may say 63, but trust me, I mean, you're a springbok. You're an inspiration. You are an inspiration in business. You know, you're at this time in your life, and you are, as you say, bouncing along, skipping along there. There's no stopping you yet. And you know, another reason why it's important for people to see, you know, an individual like yourself saying, well, I just don't put my slippers on at 60. I've got a whole life for me. I've got a whole life ahead of me, and that's what you're proving, you know. And you know, but why? What drives you?
What's driving me is that a lot of my professional life, I've been a professional fundraiser, which has been helping people. And this, with an MLM, you get the opportunity to help others. Yeah. And that really floats my boat, not only to save them money, but also to help other people to make money and get what they want out of life, which is fab.
What I love about your concept and your platform is that, you know, yes, it's there to help people, but it has this almost relaxed approach then. You know, you're not having to, you know, go in and start from nothing, where you know, starting your own business means that, you know, they've got you behind you, you behind them as such. And you know, what kind of, is it coaching, are you mentoring, are you guiding? What happens if I come to yourself and say, well, you know, I want to start this?
For every new distributor that starts in my team, there is a little bit of mentoring, there's a little bit of coaching. But what I try and instill in all the people that are in my team is that they have a laid-back attitude of not doing cold selling, because cold selling turns people on. I want my distributors in my team to have customers that are with us for many, many years. And in fact, quite a lot of my first customers are still customers with me after 10 years. Wow. So that's really important because it grows organically. Yeah. If you go out trying to chase the new promotions that there are in all MLMs, then that can be very clinical. And for me, my life's not being clinical. It's about helping people, and I try and instill that into my team. I
mean, do you think that platform there, Dyfrig, you know, do you think that platform could be a kind of starting block where someone could get to just to experience there with yourself, that Avril, you know, that desire for working for yourself and running your own business, perhaps, you know, and then it almost platforms on then to creating your own business?
One of the things I think with something like that is there's 2 points. One is this passive income approach, and when you have your bills paid, how much risk can you then take with other parts of your life? But the other thing I think is quite important, there's this almost dismissive attitude to say it's a lifestyle business, but surely every business is a lifestyle business. If it's not affecting our lifestyle, why are we bothering? Yeah. You know, so it's exactly the same. And I think that coaching, as we said, you know, it's that putting that energy into a new organisation almost.
I love that we have different almost models of coaching here. You know, you look, in many ways, we have 3 individuals here that all have their own approach to what would be then benefiting people in their own business. Isn't that just fab? You know, and what took you into this in the first place then?
Well, long story which would be very short, I was made redundant from one of my fundraising jobs. Okay. I needed to make up shortfall of money, so I was looking for other avenues. And this one touched my heart because I was already a customer of Utility Warehouse. I knew I could save money, and then I realised that I could make money too. You know, it's very important to take the choices that feel fit with you at the time, and it was just so right for me.
Do you feel there, Avril, that, you know, you have to be a particular kind of personality to do this, you know, to work from this platform? Because it does mean you've got to get out there and get in people's face. Is that correct?
You have got to get out there. You'll be surprised the spectrum of people that are in Utility Warehouse as distributors. We've got consultant surgeons, we've got barristers,
really?
We've got hairdressers, right across all the career spectrum. So, you know, it's about what you want in life. It's about your why that actually motivates you to get where you want to go.
Well, I mean, is it a place for us all? in utility warehouse, in a sense of we have two entrepreneurs there, do you think they'd make good sellers, Avril? Do you think Neil would make a good seller?
I think everybody can learn if they want to. It's again, it's about your why. My why was to ensure that I had a legacy for my daughter, and that I could help her onto the property ladder. That's very strong. She's now getting married next year, so that's made it my why even stronger.
Yeah, we do like to look after our little ones. I mean, let me just read this out there, because one of your you put it down as a business disappointment, but I see it as such a fantastic realization. I now these were your words. I now realize that I was badly equipped in my own personal development, but I am addressing that now and understand that I cannot turn the clock back on that part of my life. I mean, what a realization, that you realize the importance of growth now. And that's what's changing, lads, isn't it? Yeah. In the corporate world, is they're realizing the importance of, how you think. What would you say?
There's an interesting one. I think it's a quote that Einstein is just experience is what people label their mistakes. I think everything is experience. The bad decisions you make, you learn more from those than the good decisions. And sometimes a good decision is just a matter of luck. Bad decision, you can go back as long as you look back at it in the right way.
I mean, Avril, you certainly are a testament of guts, determination, and hopefully what the viewers will see from this is, do you know what? I have much more to do in my life yet. I have far more that I can achieve, and I can be successful, because you're proving that. As I say, at the age of 63, you'll jump over the heads of most 30-year-old girls. It's fantastic there. Now, throw out your website and details. Let's have those on the camera there so we can get out there. What's your website?
Okie dokie. My website is www.savemoneywithus.co.uk. I'm on Twitter as @myowl1, and my email address is avrilj@jfcarter.co.uk.
And do you think, Avril, there'll be something else after this? Do you think there'll be another business for you? I mean, do you think you'll just be contented to...
There'll always be something. There'll always be something. I don't see myself putting on my slippers, as you said earlier. No, that's not my. That's not my.
I think every entrepreneur, dreams of those slippers. But I tell you what, the moment you give it 6 months in, you'll swap them for working shoes again.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you will. Avril, it's been a short spat here, but it's been fantastic to have you on, and just having you energize the room the way you have, it's been amazing for us all. Thank you ever so much there.
Thank you.
That's the end here of our show, and it's been a great experience, and we'll see you again this time next week.